Wanted to share with you my process. Now what works for me might not work for you, and everybody has an opinion. This is just what I do. Um, I have 411 underneath the track. I just finished screwing all the track together from this switch. This switch is attached. Sorry, it's windy. All the way to phase one. I use a little 3-inch level, especially to get my switch tracks level. Obviously I can't go level the other way because we're on a grade here. But these tiny little screws, when you're putting your track together, I still use the connectors. I have no problem with them. In places where the hole might be stripped or something like that, I'll use the rail joiners. But I got this idea from a friend of mine. I thought I would share it with you. I put a plate underneath the track in case I drop the screw. Then it doesn't get lost in the ballast or the roadbed or anything like that. So I thought that was a good idea. My wife doesn't think it's a great idea that I'm taking dishes out of the kitchen to play trains, but she's at work. Anyway, the next step is I'll probably beef up this a little bit more with a little more 411. Probably get this side connected, the return back to phase one, and get some more gravel in. I do need more boulders. I'm kind of running out. And then I'll ballast. Now, I don't ballast my switch tracks because the ballast gets in the way for operating switches. So ballasting is, I don't know, everybody has their own method. My method is I have 5-gallon pails full of limestone screenings, and I just pour it on and sweep it off. Now I try to get the track as level and as straight as I can before I initially ballast. Then of course run a train over it, and I try to pick my most finicky engine and my most finicky cars, because if those go over it, anything will go over it. The reason why there's a block of wood under here is this is like a bridge abutment, and the wood bridge will start here and rest on these blocks. Now they do have a footer underneath that was tamped. It's about 3 inches of 411 underneath tamped. So try to keep all your tools together. That's one of my problems. One of my students made this for me. Kind of a cool little way to keep everything together, putting track together. So I'm going to ballast this, I don't know, 30 or 40 foot section here, and we'll get back at it. Alright, so I figured we'd do a time lapse. I got the track decently straight. No real track in the world is perfectly straight, so I mean, if you're going for realism, then have at it. But here we go. We'll fast forward through this too. This is going decently quick, so I just wanted to show you here. I'm up to this switch, and I use broom, or I have this handy dandy little thing. It's just a scrub brush on the end of a pole. Fits nicely between the rails. And then it's got this nice little curve to it. I can go back and forth. And then the last thing I do, use a drywall pole sander with a piece of Scotch-Brite on it. And that just gets any crumbs off the surface. Turns out pretty good. Probably going to sprinkle it here. I've got this handy dandy little nozzle that I can use the mist option. Works really good. Once that's done, we do one more wipe with this pole sander. As far as I'm concerned, I'm ready to run trains on it. Well, I'm out of energy. This is as far as I got. Under here to here is basically level, and then we start our incline. Apologize for that, but you see the string line where they'll meet up at the same height. So we got a little bit more gravel to put in here, but not much. What you see here, from here all the way down to that end, and everything in between, is one trailer load. The tractor trailer. So I'm exhausted. It's a lot of hard work. I got a lot of cleanup to do, so I'm gonna call it a day. I gotta work tomorrow. Maybe I'll come out and run a train and add it to this video if the wind slows down. Pretty windy. I did want to show you this. So this is my 10-ton of gravel. Yes, I cleared it away from my fence and reshaped the gate. But I just wanted to show you how awesome 411 is. So for fun, I started digging in the same spot, and it locks in so nicely that you can do stuff like this with a pile. And this is just locked in from its own weight. So you can make a sheer cut on it in a pile, like I did here. I mean, you can see where the pile was. I just wanted it off the grass. But yeah, this is why I use 411, because after it gets rained on a couple times, it's like concrete. Just want to crawl in there and take a nap.